Welcome to Shortbus Ride, the channel where you get on the short bus with us as we talk about movies. This week we watched Bright.
Are you ready? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Now, Pat, I want you to explain Bright to me.
It's like a Men in Black meets Lord of the Rings meets Training Day. It's like the best way I can put it, and it's in the most schlocky way. So it's just entertainment from front to back. Very stupid in a lot of parts, but it's like it doesn't take itself too seriously. So it's a good watch.
See, and that's kind of why I like it, is the fact that it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's I mean, people are killing this movie, but the thing is, I understand
Now,
is
the critics are killing the movie.
well, it seems like just people on the internet are, and I grant it's internet people, but they're just killing this movie, and it's a fun, schlocky movie.
I think the movie watchers aren't killing the movie. It's the critics, because it's like critically panned. But then you have statistics that like 93% of people that watch the movie like the movie. I think it's getting such a bad rap because the people with the loudest voices are the ones that are fucking shitting all over it. You know what I mean? Like,
But I mean, I don't understand what they're bitching about, because it's a movie with orcs and elves, and I get it. You can make the argument that like has this weird racist undertone thing, but at the same time,
it's not undertone.
Yeah, I guess it's not.
Blatantly racist.
The elves are very Jewish. The orcs are very black.
Not to mention the fucking cliche Mexicans.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they made the Mexicans their own race along with. Like, there's no black people aren't even considered like a race as far as representation. It's orcs, elves, and Mexicans. And then the one centaur.
Yeah,
you got the
that's
one
right.
centaur.
The one centaur shows up and does nothing, but I loved it. And then you see the dragon flying in the sky. Like, I was kind of hoping they'd do some of that dragon, but
I don't know, man. The magic FBI.
Yeah,
we got they call it the magic FBI.
That was pretty great.
I had some good action scenes.
Yeah, it did. It did have some good action scenes. Like whenever they're driving and they're in the SUV suburban fucking cop car, and then like the Mexicans show up. And what does he say? He's like, we do this for the barrio. Like,
no, he said that. He's like, you found that wand in my hood. That wand is for the barrio.
That's right. He's like, that wand what's he say? That wand belongs to the people.
The wand belongs to the barrio. It's something that I never thought that I would hear in a fucking movie.
Oh man.
And they were such cliche racist representations of fucking Hispanics. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he rolls up in a wheelchair. It's just a crowd of people with one guy in a wheelchair. That's just, he's gonna use that wand like just to give his legs back.
It was funny though. He's like, I want to walk. I want to fuck my wife.
Oh shit.
Like and why can't the girl just help him out and just like give him his legs back? I mean, I guess because when she uses the wand, it kills her.
It didn't kill her.
It makes her sick to where she's going to die.
Right.
Which I guess that's why she didn't use it. But then,
well, here's the thing:
does using the wand make her know English now too? Did she just kind of?
I know.
English?
She just started speaking.
Will
English.
Smith is like, you know English now.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. Like, they don't explain anything.
No.
She just kind of knows English.
Not even a classic Will Smith one-liner where he's like, you don't think you could have talked English before.
Look, she just knows English again. But okay, but let's start from the very beginning of this movie. Okay, so we're kind of jumping around here. So it starts off with this really interesting action sequence to where you see an orc getting a burrito, which I loved. I love that. And Will Smith's like annoyed on his phone.
Well, that one interaction didn't make much sense to me where he's like, hey, red or green sauce, and Will Smith goes, no.
Yeah,
like, he doesn't
like red or green sauce.
He doesn't like sauce at all.
He just wanted a straight burrito.
Right.
Which I can respect that. Personally, I would like some sauce on my burrito, but whatever, to each their own.
Will Smith.
And then an orc busts out and shoots a shotgun in a crowd of people, right? So I was like, oh, so when I'm first watching this, I'm like, all right, cool. So this orc's gonna go on this killing spree, murder all these people, and then Will Smith and the orc gonna have like some kind of badass shootout, and just cuts away. And then it's just Will Smith at his house with his wife, like waking up.
He was waking up in bed. It was like the beginning of Independence Day.
Like, but
all
I mean,
over again.
It was just so, like they could have done so much with that, and they're just like, we're not gonna do that.
Well, because he has to, they have to go back to it. Obviously, that was a point of contention between, what he's like. I'm just getting back to work after being in the hospital, I guess.
But but there's no real callback to it. Like,
there is because
I get it because he's like
do a whole thing.
I know he's like I've been shot once, so don't let me get shot again, and he's like you got me shot once, so let me get stabbed again. But it's like the orc partner Nick, which I loved his name by the way. He didn't really like. It seems like he didn't really learn anything. He was just kind of getting shit on the entire time. Until they realize it's a prophecy. So
I didn't realize. I kind of zoned out around that prophecy point. Like you might understand this prophecy thing.
It doesn't really explain it. It just there was an orc in Olden. I guess whenever the orcs were with the Dark Lord, which I guess we'll see in the next one. I guess, but
nothing really came of that.
No, you know what? Another thing that I thought was really weird is it's him and like when he wakes up from bed, it's him and his wife in the kitchen, and there's a fairy flying around outside, and she's like, "Go kill the fairy," and it's like there's like some gay undertone jokes there.
I think you're putting your own homophobia in there.
I mean, it seems he's like I hate fairies. Like I don't know, that was weird. And like Max Landis is like a feminist, and he's very equal rights guy.
Come on, they hated fairies in Hellboy 2. Tooth fairies. You know why they call them tooth fairies?
Oh God, because they eat your teeth.
Because they eat your teeth, Nick.
Oh, those fucking movies. But I thought that was weird. But then he, like Will Smith walks out, and it's like the black guys who are like gang members who live next door to a cop, which to me doesn't make any sense.
Wait.
So he walks out in his front yard. He like kills a fairy with the broom, which I guess the fairy's like supposed to be like.
Oh, and he whooped on him.
Bee or something, and then it's like. His like gang member next door neighbors are right there.
Wait, they were black.
Yeah, they were black guys.
We were just talking about how there weren't. Well, I mean, the only ones that were there were like.
Harshly
represented.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Other than like
harshly represented.
I guess other than like those group of black dudes, I think that was it in the movie.
Yeah, I think so too.
They were gang members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crip walk your ass back
under
your lawn.
But here's the thing I didn't get about that though is that if it's supposed to be like the orcs are supposed to be representative of like the black community, I guess. Why are there like thug ass black dudes though? Like it's like the culture kind of doesn't really line up, I guess.
I mean, but then you have
and like the Alamo happened.
Let's be honest, it's based in LA, so every race has gang affiliations represented.
Yeah,
you have the Cholos, and then you have the Asian gangs that ride around on crotch rockets. The Yakuza are Japanese. This is not Yakuza.
They're Asian.
You're lumping them all together.
Oh God.
You have the Chinese.
That's not the.
You have the Chinese gangs.
The triads, Pat.
Yeah, I'm just saying the gangs. You got Chinese gangs. You got Japanese gangs. You got Vietnamese gangs.
Oh no, it was just weird that it's like just like these black dudes and their gang members. And they live next to a cop.
But apparently you'll never see.
And he never sold that house. At the end, I wanted him to be like, "I sold my house."
Sold my house.
But it didn't happen.
But like, you never see any elven gangs in this movie.
Sure you do. They have their own part of town. Like they don't even associate.
I know, but they don't show any gangster elves.
Which like the elves,
I think they missed an opportunity.
Which the elves are like supposed to be like the Jewish community. They have like Hebrew writing and it says Elf Town on it.
Well, I mean.
It literally is like Hebrew writing.
It's not Hebrew writing.
Well, it's supposed to look like it. I know, but it looks pretty similar to Hebrew writing.
J.R.R. Tolkien really liked elves, and he grew up a Jew, I think. Right?
I have no idea. I have no idea. But anyway, that's not really what the point is.
You're just putting elves. I think that's your anti-Semitism going. Like you're like, I'm going to put elves as Jews because they have a lot of money in this movie.
I mean, they even say like the Jews control the banks essentially. Like
they didn't say they control Hollywood.
They said the elves control the banks, and elves make the money off the backs of the orcs, which is I think that's like a reference to like the '80s NWA to where like rich white guys were getting rich off the backs of young black men. So maybe I'm looking at something that's not there, but. That's kind of what it seemed like.
I went deep into this.
Hey, I'm just saying, Max Landis isn't
Just calling elves Jews.
He's an LA guy. It's kind of had that
You
overtone.
literally told me that you're like the elves are the Jews and the orcs are the black people.
Yes, and the Mexicans are still the Mexicans.
Hey, hey, remember the Alamo is what he said.
Yeah, remember what was that?
That
what
line.
the fuck was the point to that?
Hey, he said, they were like Nick Jacoby was that Jacoby?
Nick Jacoby was the orc. Yeah,
Nick Jacoby. He was like orcs have a bad rap and everything, and that Mexican cop was like, hey man, they've been hating on us since the Alamo.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. Like, and this movie did have a lot of. I mean, this movie had a lot of issues, but I really did like the super schlockiness of it.
It was saved by the
really that. Yeah, I agree. That's what saved it, because the rest of the political bullshit I can set all that aside because of the schlockiness of the action and like the over the top. No, I can't say over the top. Not over the top violence, but it is a fairly violent movie.
It is. I mean, there's
it's definitely a rated R movie.
I mean, there's quite a bit of blood. There's some scenes where there's some blood flowing.
Okay, if you hadn't seen this movie and someone's like, "Hey, explain this movie to me," I don't really know what to say to them to make this movie seem like it's any good. Because it's not really a good movie.
What I said at the beginning,
but it's just very schlocky fun.
It's like Men in Black, Training Day, and like Lord of the Rings, but like in the best possible way, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. Like all the schlocky dialogue was great. Like cliche shit that people say in movies like from the 80s.
Butterfingers.
They don't teach that at the academy.
Yeah, it did have like the really bad one-liners, which I appreciated, because I love that stuff. But yeah, and, okay, well so we're off. Okay, so it starts off with him, gets shot, and then it goes to him and his wife. He fights the fairy, and he talks to the gang member.
Fights the fairy.
He kills the little fairy flying.
He bashes it with a fucking
with a broom.
With a broom.
Okay. Oh, I did like the line, or the gang member neighbor is like, "Man, these fairies eating all my dog food," or he's eating all my dog's food, and he's like, "I'm gonna call the city or something." And Will Smith's like, "I am the fucking city."
I am the fucking city.
I love that.
Then he gets a fucking broom. I am the city, and I get a broom. And then he fucking beats the shit out of that fairy.
Yeah.
And that dude goes, "Damn man, you didn't have to do him like that."
No, what did he say? He's like doing LAPD style. Yeah.
LAPD style.
Which which is funny for police violence. I thought that was a pretty.
He's like, take him out, do it LAPD style.
Okay, and then after that it cuts to.
Are we gonna do this scene by scene?
No. I'm just gonna try to just break this down to where, just so we can kind of remember things and kind of discuss the funnier scenes. So then it cuts to the neighbor, the orc, pulling up in his driveway, and then they make this really bad joke about how he's like, this isn't cow shit, this is human shit. Because Will Smith is trying to grow his lawn to sell his house.
Yeah.
And he's like,
this fertilizer down.
Yeah,
that's not fertilizer, right? That's reprocessed sewage.
Yeah, he's like, that's human waste. He's like, I paid $400 for this. And then me and you just kind of sat there and we were like, this is stupid. That was not well done at all.
Yeah, and then the thing with his daughter sticking up for Nick.
Yeah, and yeah,
because he just said to shut up.
Right.
And he goes, don't tell him to shut up. He's a person too.
Yeah, because
and then they cut to the fucking that hallway scene that's just really out of the blue.
Well, but before that, it was him in the house with his daughter, and she's in a room doing something, and he's like, all races are the same. He's like, don't judge them by their color of their skin, and he's trying to teach his daughter that racism is bad and stuff. And then it literally cuts to the next sequence of that is them at the grandma's in like the silhouetted, really shitty looking shot.
No, it's that cliche fucking hallway shot.
Yeah.
Where they're silhouetted and somebody gives somebody else bad news, and it's
all
that.
It's all like fairly, badly, or not badly lit, but it's like very shaded, and it's supposed to really show that it's something sad.
Yeah,
and then
it's shaded like that, but it's technically it's like 10 o'clock in the morning.
So yeah, it looked really bad. And then the daughter says to Will Smith, Nick's gonna get you killed.
No, she doesn't say that. I don't know why you keep thinking.
Okay, I know the mom had told her that.
She says, "Mommy said that." She goes, "I don't want you to die, Daddy." And he goes, "What makes you think I'm gonna die or something like that?" And she goes, "Mommy says that Nick is gonna get you killed." That's what she says.
But when is she like? It never really implies when the mom tells us because Will Smith takes her to the grandma's, doesn't he?
Yeah,
before he goes to work.
This is like a previous conversation.
Well, but they literally it's cut from.
I know
it's outside in the front to get in the car. I'm going to take you to your grandma's in the cop car.
Yeah.
And then it cuts away to them in that fucking hallway, and
it's an abrupt change of tone.
It's
just so out of right.
It just made no sense.
It's an off-screen conversation that happened between the mom and the daughter beforehand.
It was just a bad tone change.
It is, and that was like the only tone change that I saw.
Well, it's funny because after that, then it gets real serious to where it's the cops that are trying to pin crimes on Nick the Orc.
That doesn't happen yet, though.
Well, no, because the next scene is them inside the little lockers or the locker room, and they're changing.
Right, but
they're like, that orc's gonna get us killed.
Yeah, but more importantly, they go to the scene where they're pairing up for the day, and also getting their assignments.
That was after, because first it's the locker room,
and
then it goes to them pairing up.
That's what I was saying. More importantly, it goes to them pairing up.
But it plants the seeds of like the racist cops.
I know,
but it's only like the few cops, and then it's just out of nowhere. It's every fucking cop is racist against the Orc.
But see, there was also a weird thing that they never explained, which was at the end of that pairing up scene, Margaret Cho as the sergeant, like afterwards, he tried to get paired up with somebody else other than Nick, probably because one of his daughters.
Well, no, he wanted Nick to take his own car. He didn't want to ride with him. That's what it was.
No, he was like, I don't want to ride with Nick, which means...
Yeah, right. He said he wants Nick to take his own car.
No, he's saying he didn't want to ride with him because he didn't want to be partners with him anymore. Because what she says after is she goes, deal with it. Nobody wants to pair with you.
Yeah, and they don't really explain that either as to why no one wants to
pair with him.
Yeah.
Why? Because he got shot?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's a bad cop or anything. Like it never. Because they doesn't really say. They just kind of. You just never hear that again. Like,
well, they directed all their anger towards Nick, which makes no sense when out of the blue suddenly nobody wants to be his partner either. Like they're both bad.
Yeah, they're both like the outcast. And then they slowly reference this back. Remember later on, to where they're in that bathroom together, they're all beat to shit. And Will Smith and Nick asks Will Smith, he's like, "Are we friends?" And he's like, "No, man. You don't want to be my friend." And he like walks out and he's like sad and it's raining, and then Rodriguez shows up and pulls a gun on him. But it doesn't really like he's not a bad guy in this movie. So as to why people would hate him,
it's something that's
it's just kind of shoehorned in there to make it more dramatic.
And it's never explained.
It's not.
It's just this weird thing that apparently both of them are black sheep. Like, is he guilty by association because he's partnered with an orc?
Yeah,
and they hate him for being partnered with an orc.
It doesn't explain, and there's no real payoff to that.
Oh,
other than the fact that it's prophecy that these two black sheeps
I don't understand
would come together.
I don't understand this prophecy that never just. Oh, they say 3 magical wands. There's only one,
right?
There's only one showcase in the movie.
Yeah. Well, but there's gonna be sequels.
Yeah, but are the sequels going to revolve around this whole wand story, or is it?
I mean, they're gonna they're gonna have to, because we know that Will Smith can wield one. We know that the elf chick can wield one, the little sister. Nick might be able to. And what else I thought was really funny is all you have to do is put a glove on to hold the fucking the wand.
Yeah.
Because they say like you touch it, you're gonna fucking die, and yet you just put a glove on and you can just kind of wield it around.
I know, right?
Like it seems like it's this really magical thing, but as long as you have a piece of rubber or cloth, like I could literally take my shirt off and like grab it with my shirt, and then I'd be fine.
Right.
But if I touch it with my finger, I will explode violently.
Just handle with care. Handle with care with these magic wands.
You must always have rubber gloves on. A good pair of latex gloves, I guess.
But Will Smith can hold it, and it turns red. It turns red as if it were a lightsaber.
Well, it's because he's a bright.
He's a bright. But like I thought, all brights can wield them. So that the elf is a bride.
Well, I mean, you'd be trained. Remember, it's because the girl even says, "I only know a couple spells."
Right.
The little sister of
I know.
the bad sister.
And then she learned English out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere. I guess
Yeah.
that's part of her training.
It's,
I guess. I have
it's
no idea.
one of the new spells with the wand. That
And then it doesn't really make any sense because then and then she's dying, and they set her in that pool of water, very Batman v Superman-y.
Under the Deku tree.
Yeah, under the fucking exactly. It's funny because they do have a broadsword at one point.
Yeah.
So
That guy that took him off the street.
And that guy just disappeared. Like that was kind of an interesting.
And they never really go into
Yeah.
detail of like the shield of light that he's a part of. Is
Yeah,
that what it's called?
yeah, something like
He has
that.
some
They
like,
shave his head,
and then they show, and it's under a black light.
And
And they never go into who
No.
they are. But we got to learn about the magic FBI.
All he does is give a half-assed backstory to the wand. Be like, with 3 wands, the Dark Lord will rise again, and when he does, we'll be here to save you.
But we're just gonna show this one magic wand.
And that, and
Is
that
it
was
gonna be?
it.
Is it gonna be like a trilogy? Are there gonna be 3? What?
I mean, I don't know how many movies Will Smith signed on for. I don't know.
I don't even think he's coming back for the next one.
He's going.
Max
to.
Landis isn't.
No, from what I heard, everybody's coming back but Max Landis. They shit canned him.
I don't know why.
Do you think that was a $4 million script that we just watched?
$4 million?
$4 million.
$4 million
is what they paid for that script.
No.
Netflix paid for that script.
I don't think that's $4 million. I think that's something that somebody would have written in high school. Like
Yeah, he might have.
I feel like a dungeon master wrote that script in between games of Dungeons and Dragons.
He could have. I mean, it's a silly premise, that is for sure. But like I said, I enjoyed it. And the thing I should have done, if you want to make it really weird and sci-fi or weird and orcish and shit, just let it be that. Don't try to mix the whole race thing into it. Like just make it LA with dragons and shit, Like that'd be fine. And orcs and elves. Like you don't have to put like this real life tone into it to where like, oh, the elves are all the money and the orcs are poor and struggling and gang members.
What bothered me a little bit is that it's just like, what kind of movie is this? Is this like a what if orcs and elves have always been around and shit? Or is this a universe in which they like were discovered, like came out of the woodwork? Because apparently, at least we can confirm that this is a universe that has occurred in the same universe that Alamo happened in. Like,
well, we know they've been around for 2,000 years because they fought the Dark Lord 2,000 years ago.
The Dark Lord.
That's what Nick the Orc said.
That never went anywhere.
Yeah, he said the
Nothing happened.
orcs chose the wrong side, and then one orc who was a farmer saved the day and got blooded, and that was the prophecy. And then at the end, he gets blooded.
Yeah, gets blooded.
Will Smith said it's a prophecy.
And I asked you, I mean, are there orc crypts? Does somebody get crypt if they're in a different neighborhood?
Well, I think blooded's more of a sign of respect, but whatever.
Hey, we don't know. It's Max Landis, okay? The way he portrayed the Mexicans was ridiculous.
Yeah, it had like jokes and stuff, but it wasn't like over the top Max Landis weird ass jokes.
Yeah, I mean, but there was serious like racial overtones. Not even undertones. They're overtones.
Yeah,
like,
well, I feel like that's what he was going for with this, but
it's if this is like if this is like a narrative on race in our time, this is a weird.
Yeah,
this is a weird way to go about it. Is it a movie like this?
Yeah, the race thing wasn't even needed.
I don't know.
Like, if you want to make, like I said, if you want to make a really strange orcs and elves living in Los Angeles with humans, then just make it weird, man.
I know.
You don't have to do all the race thing. That was such filler bullshit.
Well, it felt like a commentary. And this is a weird area of entertainment to put in a commentary in a movie like this, a schlocky buddy cop movie.
I wouldn't even call this a buddy cop.
It's not, because they're not friends.
Yeah, that's the thing. And they keep telling us that they're not friends.
Hey man, we're not
Will
friends.
Smith keeps on saying that we are not friends.
And Nick wants it so
yeah.
bad. Nick wants that friendship so bad.
All he wants is a friend.
All he wants is a friend, because he was outcast by his own race.
Yeah, which he says a lot.
Which he says a lot too.
He's blackballed by his own race.
See, the racial commentary in this movie makes as much sense if like Men in Black 4 cover like, sexual harassment in the workplace.
Yeah. You think who was Who was the boss in that in the first two of them? I never saw the third one, but
Rip Torn.
Yeah, Rip Torn. Yeah, do
Torn.
you think Rip Torn's gonna like taken away in cuffs with a crying secretary in his office or something?
It's just like there's an alien race that is seeking to take down all powerful white cis males.
Yeah. He's seeking to take down all men who sexually abuse women. It's aliens. So it's not the men doing it. So
Bright 2 is confirmed.
Yes.
They already have who's writing it. Do you know who's writing it?
David Ayer's writing it.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, he wrote Training Day.
Didn't he write He wrote Suicide Squad too.
Yeah.
And
U-571. So
man, I think he must have got a lot of. Did he really write Training Day?
Yeah.
He must have got a lot of help with that because that was a pretty strong script. So I mean, you know what? If the next one's gonna be Bright 2 Training Day, I think I would enjoy it.
Well, he didn't write Suicide Squad.
Oh, he just directed it?
He just directed it. But he wrote Training Day and U-571. So it's interesting, with a movie like this, the sequel's going to be helmed, like, as Training Day-esque as this is.
It's not
Training
Day-esque.
I mean,
it's just, it's a black guy and...
You don't, no,
I mean...
Okay, I'm just saying Training Day-esque.
Because these cops don't really do anything bad.
Well, it's a Training Day for this sort of schlocky genre.
I don't
See, because
think
what
so.
bothered me a little... Yes, you do, because of the fucking corrupt cops, alright? You got corruption in the department.
I'll give you that.
That's the thing, is they're like, fucking shoot your partner, and we'll take this wand. All six of us. All of us are in it now, right?
And
five of us.
I love how when Internal Affairs shows up.
Yeah, Internal Affairs.
and then is it Margaret Cho's there too? And they're like, we can't fire this guy because... it'll look bad in the papers, but you got bills to pay. So if you use this tape recorder that we never see again, if you use this tape recorder and record him doing something...
But I feel like he was trying to do that in the car that one time.
He very half-assed does it.
Because he's like beating him over the head with it pretty much. He's like, hey man, what's good about partners is trust and honesty.
And then it cuts away to them running in the building.
Yeah.
And then the other cops are in there. And then the other cop's like, we'll just kill them both.
There's so many... Yeah, I know. Right?
It doesn't... So it doesn't make any sense. So why did Internal Affairs go to Will Smith if they're just going to kill him anyway?
Well,
what was the fucking point?
Well, that situation
it was just filler. We need lines. We need scenes.
At that point, they come across the wand at that point, and it's like...
Internal Affairs knew nothing about... The wand wasn't even around.
I know, right?
It was just about the race thing with Nick the Orc.
Right, but you're asking, like, why would they go it that way if they're just going to kill him anyway? I don't think they were going to kill him anyway until the wand situation happened, because they're like, we're going to share it with that guy. That guy's a narc, Like, they found that as an opportunity to take him out. You know what I mean? It's like...
It's so poorly
unless we're
done.
all...
So poorly done.
I know. And it came way out of left field that they would jump to that, like... Oh, magic wand? Suddenly we're all like, let's kill our fucking fellow police officers to get this. You could have $1 million. Fuck, you could have $10 million.
He's like, you could fuck your prom date.
Oh yeah, you could marry your prom date that never blew you, marry your prom date that didn't blow you. And then Will Smith goes, we had 2 separate types of proms or something like that. He's like, you didn't have the same prom I had. And then Will Smith is like, yeah, dude, I got hit.
But then those cops tell Will Smith, they're like, either one cop dies, 2 cops die, but cops are gonna die, right? And he walks out and he points the gun at Nick the Orc, who's talking to the little elf girl at this point, and he's like, you big skin fuck, and all this and that, and he's like, you did it, you worked together to let that guy go that shot me, son of a bitch, and this and that. And he's like, let him go. Because it was the wrong kid. I could tell by the smell.
And then Will Smith believes him.
But then the other 4 cops walk out, and he's like, name them from left to right. And he does. He turns around and just murders them, which I thought was pretty great. Seeing them seeing Will Smith murder the cops. And then Nick the Orc is like, I'm going to shoot you, Will Smith, because that was bad. Yeah. He's like, Nick, shut the fuck up and put your gun away. Okay.
Yeah.
He puts his gun
All
away.
right.
Like, he just like bows down. Yeah.
No explanation. He was like, they were gonna kill us. You know. But it was just, but before he did that, you think he could, in the time that he took to say, name them from your left to right, I'm gonna kill him real quick. Hold on. You know, like.
Well,
you
if
know,
he,
like
I think
a
he would have
short-
said that, he might have freaked out. So.
We'll just be like, hey, don't freak out, but they're gonna kill us, so it's either us or them.
Well, he says that to him like repeatedly after he shoots him, and he still kind of freaks out about it till he's like, and he puts his gun away, and that's it.
He's like, I'm gonna push over.
Yeah, like he's clearly like the bitch of the.
Yeah.
Of the two cops, but anyway, let's get to the ending of this thing, to where they're under the tree and Will Smith.
Well, we're just gonna shoot right past the titty bar.
Oh my
shootout.
god, the titty bar scene. Okay,
The
okay.
Titty bar shootout.
You're right. I totally forgot about the titty bar scene.
How could
Okay.
you forget about the titty bar scene?
So they're in their cop uniforms and they're like, L.A. it's like a steampunk L.A. I guess, which is fine because it's not a normal LA, but they get clothes because they can't look like cops anymore, and they go inside a titty bar, and there's chicks there stripping, and people are doing cocaine and all this other shit, and then the Mexicans show up, and they just immediately start shooting, and the punk rock guys don't stop playing.
No.
Like they are so punk rock orcs that they don't even stop. They just play through it, and everyone's being murdered around them, and they just keep on playing.
Oh, dude, the orcs with music in this movie when he was listening to Dying Fetus.
Yes, I believe it was Hammer Smash Face too, and he's like, "That's the best love song ever."
Yeah, he's like, turn this shit off. He's like, that's the best love
Yeah,
song ever.
that you can tell that was a very Max Landis joke, but I mean, but yeah, but it was just so funny that the Mexicans walk in and they have Uzis and they're shooting up in the air and everyone's running, they're fucking murdering everybody. And then the band keeps playing, and the band never stops. I don't think they ever stop until like eventually the music just fades out, but they just keep on playing.
What was Will Smith's line about the titty bar shootout? He said like,
"Oh yeah," he's like, "I don't want to die here, Nick," and he's like, just give him the wand." And Nick's like, "Over my dead body." He's like, "Oh okay, so you just want to have a fucking gun shootout?" He's like, "Fuck it, let's do it." Like that's it.
let's have
And
a
he's
titty
being-
bar. Let's have a titty bar shootout.
I want to die. Let's do it. We're going to titty bar gunfight die.
Yeah, and he's being dead fucking, like, he's all like, fuck it, let's just give him the wand, we're not saying we're dying for.
He's like, let's die
and then
here.
Nick's like, over my dead body, and Will Smith is like, fuck it, let's have a titty bar shootout.
And then that's when the elves arrive.
Yeah, and then they literally get up, and then the elves just murder everybody, like the assassin elves, which I thought was a pretty cool sequence, like seeing them just murder everybody. But, and then you see like the Mexican in the wheelchair, and he gets his throat slit. That was pretty cool. I like that stuff.
He was probably my favorite character because he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah. I just want to fuck my wife.
Did you see whenever they were chopping down the street and he was in the front with the wheelchair?
Yeah, he was getting after it, man.
rolled.
And then that elf just murders the shit out of him.
But you saw the slide, right? he
Oh,
slide
does he give a little turn
Yeah, he
to
goes,
it?
he goes,
Yeah.
You didn't see that? He's like,
No, yeah, you know what? Yeah, when you mention it, I can see it now. Yeah, with this like blue ass wheelchair.
so ridiculous.
Oh man.
Whenever the Mexicans first see the wand, he's like, yo, go get the homies. You know that part?
Yeah.
Go get the homies.
Yeah, they're just sitting on the stoop.
Yeah.
And because there's like this really serious scene going on, and it just cuts away to, hey, say go get the homies. And it like cuts back to the serious scene.
Yeah.
It was just the weirdest way to break up a scene like that. Like
Yeah.
it was just
This had a lot of weird cuts.
just weird cutaways. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just weird. It's like a Family Guy episode cutaway.
Oh.
It's just like serious joke, cut back to serious. Like it is just so out of place.
I mean, overall, it was enjoyable.
Yes.
There wasn't too much that made me roll my eyes. Like there was a couple of things.
There was a couple things.
There was a couple of things, but there wasn't too much that kept it from being like, it's just in that weird area of very entertaining, schlocky,
Yeah.
and just enough to get by, to
Right.
where it's like this is enjoyable. I would recommend it if you're drinking on a Friday night.
Yeah. It's
Or-
definitely a booze movie.
Yeah, something you don't really have to pay attention
Yeah,
to,
you
obviously,
kinda
because
go
I
in and
didn't
out
really,
of, right.
didn't really pay attention to the prophecy. Oh.
Well, okay. So after the titty bar shootout, the elves come in, the assassin elves, and they kill all the Mexicans, and they're all dead. And then Will Smith and Nick the Orc and the little elf sister get away, and then nothing really happens until the very end. Because I'm trying to think what really happened in those next couple of scenes, those sequences, because it just seems like it's just them running. And, I mean, they get beat up a lot, I guess, but... Oh, you know what? No, the other orcs come in, remember? And that's where they shoot Nick. That's right. That's what happens. So
they take them to...
the gang orcs are looking for the wand.
Yeah.
And then they kill Nick the orc.
And then the kid... The guy that was spray painting on that Nick saved by helping him out.
Yeah,
that
was the callback.
Yeah, he was like, I can't kill him. He saved me. And I thought they were gonna be like, oh, he saved one of us, free pass. No, he's like, get out of here. You don't want to see this.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
it doesn't matter that you saved one of our.
You saved my son. And
yeah,
shoots him.
Doesn't give him a free pass.
But then it's weird because then he shoots him and he falls in this like never-ending pit, I guess, that has candles lit the whole way down. So somebody's been in there recently, but that doesn't matter. Movie.
It's their dwelling.
So
it's their orc dwelling.
But anyway, so he gets shot and falls down this hole, and then the elf sister revives him, and then like their shaman orc is like, that's the prophecy.
Yeah, just I don't know.
And they all just bow down to him, like
they just. What? Like they never explained
No, it's just he's just back to life.
There's so many loose ends in this movie.
And yet that was and yet when she has the wand, why did they just beat the shit out of her? Take the wand.
It's just
that's the wand that they wanted, and then yet there it is, and they don't do anything.
If they tie up these loose ends, or if they at least like pick them back up in the sequel, if they at least do that, it still doesn't excuse how they just drop stuff, you know what I mean? It's still poorly done.
Yeah.
Even if they do pick it up in the sequel, they don't really expand on anything. They don't. It's just like they just expect the audience to be like, oh shit, there's a prophecy, probably something about the guy with the broadsword in the back of the police car saying,
yeah, I know.
Maybe those are connected. I don't know. Maybe. Who's the shield of light?
And it seems like that guy is like a major part of this somehow, because he speaks Orcish. I think he speaks Elvish. He speaks English.
Yeah.
But yet, and he tells Nick, the orc, that Will Smith is a bright. He's blessed. Make sure you watch him.
Yeah, and you were thinking he was an angel.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. Yeah, I guess their bright is their version of angels. I guess.
I think brights are their versions of like wizards
or whatever,
magically gifted people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In this universe, I guess I guess.
Are there no wizards? Is that?
I don't know.
Is magic that much of a thing? They have.
I mean, they have magic feds.
FBI.
They have magic feds.
With the magic FBI.
I loved his badge. It said "Magic Feds" on it.
At that point in the movie, whenever he was like,
he's like, you know what the fuck I am.
He's like, you're the magic FBI. At that point, that's when I knew what this movie was about, what this movie was doing, how I shouldn't take it seriously and just enjoy the ride. Because before that, it had some of those dark undertones, just a little bit, with the kid in the hallway. And like right whenever magic feds show up, that's when I knew what kind of movie it was going to be.
I mean, it was pretty silly the whole way, but I mean, they drive through Elf Town
with the chauffeur.
And Will Smith, I just love the way Will Smith's like, I hate Elf Town. There's no reason why, and he's dealing with an elf the entire movie, but yet he doesn't hate her. He just hates Elf Town.
My least favorite part of the movie wasn't even like a part of the movie, really. It was just the intro opening credits of all the graffiti on all the walls.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting.
I didn't like that.
I thought that was interesting because it's very LA.
It's very LA, but like, it was also very like, every single thing looked like the same artist.
Well, I mean, it's like...
Shouldn't it be different?
Well,
it's LA. Are they all doing all these murals the same guy?
That's being pretty nitpicky.
I mean...
Anyway,
it's unrealistic.
Let's
in a movie where orcs and elves exist, that was unrealistic.
That's unrealistic.
Yes.
And there's dragons flying in the sky.
Was there?
Yeah, there's that one dragon. I was hoping they're gonna bring him back to do something.
You get one dragon and one centaur.
Yeah, that was it. That's all you got. And then you got the one
girl. Those are the real minorities.
You got the one girl in the slums of LA that had the eyes, like the Men in Black eyes, that go sideways, not up and down, you know. But
Chameleon eyes.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, let's go to the end of this thing. Let me try to wrap this thing up. So let's at the very end they kill off the elves, like the assassin elves, and the older sister, the main villain of this movie, who you don't see all that much really. She gets the wand back, or I'm sorry, Nick York shoots her to death, right? And the little sister blasts her with the wand.
Doesn't shoot? He shoots her to death.
Yeah, remember, because she dies and she comes back to life. Because
she didn't die.
Yeah. Because remember, because the little sister hits her with the wand magic, and then Nick York shoots her with the gun repeatedly. Because Will Smith's like, "Do it, Nick," and he has her up against the fridge, and she's like, he shoots the fuck out of her, and she dies because she's all glowing, and then she's not glowing anymore. And then they go inside the room where the water's at, and remember, Nick and Will Smith tells Nick York, he's like, "Hey man, you're done." So Nick just sits there.
I thought you were talking about when he shoots the wand out of her hand.
No. That's later on.
Okay.
But so like Nick York sits down in front of like the water feature where the tree's at, and
the Deku tree.
Yeah, and Will Smith lowers her in the water, and then she comes back to life, the older sister, and she hangs Nick.
Yeah.
From like a rope,
and he was able to get out of it.
Well, here's the thing, because like Will Smith grabs a knife, right? So I'm thinking he's gonna like throw the knife and cut the rope down, and then
that'd be super schlocky.
And then his body would fall on top of the elf girl, and that would have been hilarious. That would have made this movie a 10. I think.
Never would have happened.
And because I was hoping he'd throw the knife, and then it cuts the rope down, and then it falls on the elf girl, and then Will Smith grabs the wand and fucking kills her, and then that's the end of the movie. Roll credits. But that's not what happens. Nick dangles there for about 5 minutes and doesn't die.
And somehow gets out.
He somehow like pulls his neck out of the thing, out of the loop there around his neck. Anyway, he falls down and he grabs the gun, and then the older sister's with the younger sister, and the younger sister's like, just kill me, I don't want to hear your bullshit, just kill me. And then the older sister, the main villain of this movie, looks at Will Smith and says, "You did this." And then she's about to shoot him with the wand, and that's when Nick York shoots the wand out of her hand.
Yeah, and he goes, if you were aiming for the wand, that's a good shot, but shoot her in the fucking head.
Yeah, and then click,
And then Nicks are always disappointed.
Right. In true Nick fashion, he fails in the end.
Yes.
And so he's useless at this point now. So Will Smith grabs the wand.
It turns red.
And the older,
because he's a fucking Sith. He's a Sith bright.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, so he grabs the wand, and then the older sister's like, "How is this possible?" And he like fucking shoots her, and he shoots her, and she starts to like dissolve.
That was basically.
And then she explodes. Which I fucking loved.
It was exactly as you said. She was like, "How could this happen?" That's exactly how it happened.
Yeah, she's like, how can this happen?
How could this happen?
Wand, I'm dissolving, explodes. And it's so great. And then Nick York runs back over there and helps up Will Smith. Oh, no. No, Will Smith jumps in the water trying to find the younger elf sister.
She's gone.
She's gone.
And then they both head for the exit.
Yes.
The building that's on fire. And then only Nick makes it out. And then he's there. And then
this is the best part of the movie.
I know. He's there. He's like, fuck. Will Smith? I forget.
No, because it's
no. What's Will Smith's character's name?
Daryl.
So he's like Daryl, no. And the firefighter's like holding him. He's like, they're like, he's gone. Don't go back in there. He's gone. They're like holding him back, and then they just let him go and he runs in.
But it was really funny because before that even happens, he walks out and the FBI elf is like, he's like, "You're safe," and he's like, "Daryl," and he like turns around and then just walks back. Like
they did. Like they held him. They
grab his arm.
No, they grabbed him for all of 3 seconds, and then they just kind of like
he just walks back in.
They grab him for like 3 seconds, and then they just let their arms fall to their side.
He just walks back in.
He doesn't. He like limps in. They could have like just grabbed him again.
Right.
But he like slowly limps away back into the.
And then it cuts to the next scene to where it's fire everywhere, and he's like shaking a gate, and you see Will Smith hold his hand up, and then it cuts away to Nick carry him outside, and they fall down, and he's like, "We're still not friends,"
Yeah.
You know.
We're still not friends.
And then he's like, I never liked you anyway. And then the orcs blood him in. They cut their hand. And that's like the ultimate sign of respect.
Yeah. And Will Smith's like,
he's like, you think you're cool now? And Nick's like, no. And he's all burned up. And then it cuts them in the hospital room, which this movie should have ended right there. There was no need for it to go to the hospital room. Anyway, it goes to the hospital room, and they're sitting there talking. The FBI, the magic FBI walks in, and Nick's all nervous, and he's like, oh, we did this and this and that. And Will Smith's like, shut the fuck up. We didn't see nothing.
yeah.
And the elves are like, and the FBI elf is like,
Johnny Depp.
you didn't see nothing?
Yeah, that's
And
what
he's
happened.
like, nope, nothing. And then it cuts to the Star Wars ending, where they all get medals, and that's the end of the movie.
And then the sister's back. She's alive. She was walking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you do see the sister in the crowd, and then you see his wife and his daughter. You see Will Smith's wife and daughter again,
Yeah.
who were literally in this movie for 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then they were
And
gone.
you don't know if he ever got his house taken care of.
Yeah, I hope he sold that house.
I don't know. We'll find out in the sequel, maybe.
It's
Maybe he'll
Bright
wake-
2, home selling,
Yeah, he'll wake up in another house.
House 2, The Mortgage Game.
The mortgage game.
Oh, God. I'd watch Bright 2, The Mortgage Game.
No, Bright 2, HOA.
Bright 2, Bank
HOA,
Loans.
Homeowners Association.
Yeah. But that's pretty much this movie in a nutshell. But, Pat, would you recommend this movie to people?
I would recommend this movie to certain people.
What people?
I would recommend this movie to people that that like to hang out with other drunk people and watch movies. That's who I would recommend this to. Man, like, nerds are gonna like it too. I mean, like, I guarantee you the average Dungeons and Dragons.
This doesn't appeal
fan.
to that. Like, there's nothing D&D about this, though. It's
There's
just,
nothing. No,
Just there's orcs and elves. That doesn't
No,
make
no.
it D&D, though.
I'm not saying it makes it D&D. I'm saying that it feels relevant to that certain demographic.
I don't know about that.
I
but
think so. I think it's like, oh man, they dig this type of this
weird
schlock.
violence.
This weird schlock like take on you know what I mean.
I don't think you're being very kind to D&D, fans, but whatever.
Who is kind of D&D fans?
Yeah,
But no, seriously, like I think this appeals to that certain demographic. I think this appeals to Rick and Morty fans. I think this appeals to, because I think it's that certain like.
That level of silliness.
That level of silliness and tongue in cheek, like take on fantasy type,
fantasy sci-fi kind of shit.
sci-fi. But it's like I think people that like Starship Troopers would like this movie.
You know what? I would agree with you on that. That's actually a pretty good comparison, I think, to where because I love Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Because it is the schlockiest, stupidest fucking movie, and I love every minute of it. And this is kind of in that same kind of vein, where it's kind of violent, and it's got overcussing, and it's silly, and there's not a whole lot of there's no real plot there.
No.
You just want to see orcs and Mexicans get murdered.
And,
this is the movie for you.
Max Landis is a rapist. Racist. I'm sorry, with all the news lately, it's so easy to say it.
Max Landis is Patrick Williamson. You can sue his ass.
Yeah, no, I have no money. But anyway, it's a film that's a hit with the casual viewer, but critics hated it. It's got a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. Roger Ebert, rest in peace, his website has it at a 1 out of 4, and then IMDb has it as a fucking 6.5 out of 10. So critics have really panned this, but I think the casual viewer would really enjoy it. I enjoyed it, and I've hated other movies that try to do the same thing.
Right.
Like Pacific Rim. I hated Pacific Rim.
That's okay to be wrong.
It's coming from the guy that liked Battleship.
I hated Battleship.
You went and saw it in theaters. I would never pay money. That's the difference between you and me. You went and paid to see Battleship. You paid for 2 tickets because you took a date.
I did.
You're the idiot that took a date to Battleship.
Yes. Things did not go well for me that night.
No.
I blame Battleship.
Yep.
But
you don't get laid when you take someone to see Battleship.
No, you don't. Anyway, I would recommend this movie to anyone that loves B movies, schlock movies, just you know,
It's just fun.
it's just a fun movie. Yeah, and if you want something serious and in depth, and you want a story, this is not the fucking movie for you
No.
at all. This is not that at all.
This is not.
If you
Training
just
Day.
want just orcs fighting elves, killing Mexicans, this is the movie for you.
And casual racism.
Casual racism, yes.
Or what are we doing? An out of 10? Are we even doing?
Sure, yeah, whatever. You can
Out
go
of
with
10?
it. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, just as a movie, I'd
Sure.
say just as a regular ass movie, I'd probably put it at like a 7.5.
As a
Maybe
reg-
7
Out of 7. At a regular movie, I'd put this at a 6.
out of 6.
On the Nick scale of schlock, this is easily an 8.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
easily an 8.
as you know what, I agree with you. I'm gonna knock it back down to 6 as a regular movie.
Yeah,
But if
because
you're
it's
looking
not a good movie by
No,
any means.
but if you're looking for a movie like a specific type of thing that you're gonna watch,
right.
you know, that I would point you in this direction.
If you and your buddies hanging out and people are having conversations and they want to kind of fade in and out, perfect movie for it.
Yeah.
Or if you're cooking something or you're on the phone, this is the movie for you.
Yeah, no, it's a zone out movie. Because
Yeah, it
even
really
if-
is.
Because even if you pay attention to it hard, it doesn't make
matter.
sense.
It still will not
It
make any
just
fucking
doesn't make
sense.
sense.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate it, Pat. Let's go ahead. That's it.